Eccolo. Giuseppe Mislice.
Mislice.
Mi dispiace, non c'è una volta che non amputi il vostro nome, mio caro amico.
Non preoccupatevi, è assolutamente impronunciabile.
È un musicista molto dotato. Vi presento il nostro famoso impresario, Orfeo Crispi.
Thank you.
Bien, vamos a empezar, gracias. Arratsaldeon, buenas tardes, bienvenidos, bienvenidas a la rueda de prensa de la película El Boemo, película que compite en la sección oficial de esta 70ª edición del Festival de San Sebastián. Para hablar de la película tenemos aquí el placer de contar con buena parte de su equipo, así que bueno, voy a presentar a quién tenemos en la mesa. Tenemos a los productores Marco ALESSI, Jan MACOLA y DVORAK, a el director musical VACLAV Lux, a los actores LANA, VLADY, VOJTECH, Barbara RONCHI y ELENA RADONICICH, y al director Peter VACLAV. Un placer tenerlos aquí hoy. Bueno, quizá un poquito antes, como hacemos siempre, para romper el hielo y plantear una primera pregunta. Creo que es bastante obvia, me gustaría, pues no sé, que tanto el director como quizá los productores nos explicaran por qué surge esta idea de hacer una película sobre un músico como Joseph Mislice, que quizás no es una figura muy conocida en el mundo de la música, en lugar de a lo mejor haber elegido otra figura más importante, y qué es lo que les atraía de este proyecto, ¿no? No sé quién quiere a lo mejor empezar, si el director o alguno de los productores.
Well, I can initiate. No, because of course it's nice to discover something or somebody. So as he was forgotten, I wanted to discover his life story and his music. It's very simple.
Si los productores quieren añadir algo.
Maybe Václav Lux?
For me, the name of Mislice was not unknown, but 10 years ago when Peter came with the idea to make a film about him, started for me also a new period to discover, also for me as a musician, his music, because also in our country, I mean, he is a Czech composer, but in our country he was like, we learned in the school that he's like somehow preparation for Vienna classic or for Mozart, but for me, I was surprised how important his music was in Italy in 18th century and for the history of opera.
No sé si alguien quiere añadir algo más.
And also the story life is great, because I like stories about somebody who wants something, who desires something. He had to go away to change the country, to change his style of life, and to do everything in order to become whatever. In all films, I don't care if somebody becomes a composer or something else, but this fact of beginning somebody is very important for me.
I think it's important also to mention that the story of discovery of Mislice started some 13 years ago when Peter wrote the first version or first draft of the script. Right? Is it 2009 or 2010?
It's correct. It's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the meantime, also Václav Lux conducted Mislice's opera Olympiade in Prague, and that was for us the starting point where we actually understood, that the music of Mislice is fantastic.
No, it wasn't like that, because first, when I wasn't sure that Mislice was a great composer, because there was very bad recording. So I came to see in very beginning Václav Lux, and
I was also not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but we started to work together at the last many years, and so I saw him, I don't know, 1 week, and I went back to Paris when I live, and he called me, what do you do in 2 days? I don't know, I will come. And he came and we went to archives, and Archives Nationaux, and he played me 2 operas on the piano, explained me also what about this music, and he was thinking. I started to understand what about this music, but it was difficult, and he also explained me, this incredible talent of Mysliveček to understand human emotions, because Mysliveček was a great dramaturg also. So like that we started to discover Mysliveček's music, and then he came, when I was in Villa Medici in Rome, he came with Olympiade, with a score like that, and he told me, I will do this opera. And I thought, okay, if you will do this opera, I will do a documentary film about it. So we were working on Mysliveček during years, and we were discovering progressively his work.
Bien, teníamos una pregunta aquí primero ya en la esquina, y luego sí tenemos otras tres.
Dobry večer. Parlo in italiano o in inglese?
Italiano sta bene.
Italiano sta bene. Allora, primo, congratulazioni, auguri a tutti per questa bellissimo film. Veramente è stato una delizia. Allora, la questione è che non sappiamo con sicurezza la malattia che è causata la morte del compositore. Se è stata la sifilis o è stato...
È certo, è sifilide.
O la lebbra, no?
No, è sifilide, certo, sicuro.
Ok. E come hai fatto la documentazione per fare questo film?
Io sono andato negli archivi, ho studiato, prima volevo vedere molte cose stampate nell'epoca di Mysliveček, sono andato a vedere molti libri su sifilide, malattie del genere, la cura al mercurio, tutto questo lavoro fatto con i materiali dell'epoca, e poi leggevo tanti libri, la biografia, i libri che ho letto sono forse 200-300, non lo so, tutte le memorie, sicuramente It Was Casanova, Histoire de ma vie de Casanova, a lot of memories of the people, a lot of tanta corrispondenza, e leggevo molto Mozart, perché Mozart e la sua famiglia tutto è documentato, perché grazie a questo librone di corrispondenza di Mozart ci si trovano tante cose. Per esempio questa scena con Anguria è rubata da una lettera di Leopold Mozart, che scrive alla sua moglie: ho scoperto una cosa incredibile, duro, brutto, ma poi dentro c'è questa roba rossa. Così mi sono detto anche Mysliveček, che era del stesso paese, non conosceva Anguria, dunque ho usato delle cose così.
Devo dire, non si sa troppo della sua vita. Si sa la sua musica, abbiamo circa 30 opere, musica strumentale, sinfonie, musica da camera, ma la sua vita in Italia è praticamente sconosciuta. Allora è interessante scoprire cosa si trova dentro la musica, no? La vita di un uomo, di un musicista boemo.
Gracias. Sí, tenemos aquí a la esquina de la segunda fila. Sí. Ah, bueno, cogemos de ahí.
Sí, hola. Nada, yo quería preguntar por el tema de la iluminación de la película. ¿Cómo fue tratado eso? ¿Está especialmente estudiada? ¿Es luz natural? ¿O cómo fue? Gracias.
La fotografia nel film.
La fotografia volevamo, we wanted to work a lot with candles, so there are some scenes with candles are only candle scenes. Some candles we had to also to put some small electrical light, but very small, and we were using also a lot of natural light without lighting. Because we wanted to be close to the reality. We didn't want to make an academic, period film. We wanted to shoot this film as it was, if it was a modern social film, to be with them, close to them, and very naturally.
Sí, sí. Hola.
La verdad es que es de agradecer una película sobre ópera, ¿no? Que realmente no se ve en las salas de cine. Una pregunta para ti, para el cineasta, y otra para el actor. Me ha llamado la atención la técnica que te ha llevado en plan de escenas, porque la mayoría son de primer plano o planos americanos. ¿Era necesario o llevaba así la película en las que los personajes, plano americano o primer plano, que se usa mucho en la película? Y la segunda pregunta era para el actor, si se había preparado a fondo para este personaje, ¿no?
Sí.
Io no.
Rozuměl jsem dobře, proč je to furt?
Jestli si to kolíbilo se dresu, jestli si prostě schovával jako věci realitní, ale řekni, že no.
Well, I wanted to be close to them. Yeah, it was for and also sometimes practically, you know, the film, if you would like to do really large scenes, it would cost much more money. So also it is a reality of this period film that you can't open as you want. But I think that the first reason is that really I wanted to be with them. I wanted to make a pretty intimistic film. Yeah.
The question was for me or for another?
For you.
For me, oh, thank you very much. So, preparazione, sì, okay. As you can see in the movie, I'm speaking in Italian language, but I don't know anything in Italian language. So that was the main problem. I really don't know nothing. So that was my preparations with Chiara, language coach, with my language coach in Czech Republic. So that was the worst thing. And then something about the character. You know, that, like Petr said, there are no sources about Josef Mysliveček, not a lot. So my way was through music, because I'm a musician too. So I'm trying to connect with him through the music.
And I have to say, sorry, because it was really very important point. Wojciech said, I'm a musician. I have to say he's a fantastic musician and singer and conductor also, and everything. Yeah, and that was so really a gift for me to work also with him, because to make a role of composer with the musician, it's so easy. So I mean, he was in his own skill, let's say, yeah, skin, yeah. And then and also for Barbara, he learned that this only role where everything is live. All the opera, all the recordings are live. There's only the arias by Barbara are recorded by Czech coloratura soprano Simona Šaturova, but Barbara learned all the arias with all details, all fiati, all breath, all. He sang with her voice all the arias, and it was really so. You are so great professionals. I'm really very happy. It was very fantastic, and also our piano lessons, and so this was really a joy. That is not only work. It is always, I have to say, to enjoy to work with such a great people. It was a gift for me. Yeah, I'm a musician, and I need this feeling of a pleasure to feel that we are doing something with sense and with love, and it stay in my memory forever. Thank you. Yeah.
Barbara, do you want to say something? Barbara, do you want to explain how you have work your
Hola a todos. Io hablo un pochino in spagnolo, ma, ma no, parlerò in italiano. No, no, sono, diciamo, io non ho cantato nel film, ovviamente, ma c'erano
hai cantato,
soprano.
è molto forte.
Ho cantato, io cantavo, ma per stare in sync con la voce della soprano, cioè, abbiamo avuto i cantanti migliori del mondo che hanno cantato queste aree in questo film. In realtà erano delle vere star. E noi non lo sapevamo, almeno nella mia ignoranza, no? Nella musica lirica non conoscevo le star della musica, ma in questo film ci sono veramente loro. Quindi niente, ho preso lezioni da una coach che mi ha insegnato a respirare e a muovermi come per il bel canto, che era quello dell'epoca, diciamo, quello che loro facevano col loro corpo e con la loro voce. Ma è stata un'esperienza bellissima imparare le arie di Miss Liviček.
Sì. Ma c'era anche un momento dove tu eri disperata dopo una lezione che era troppo teorica e lei mi ha detto nell'ascensore: no, io devo semplicemente cantare. E tu ti mettevi a cantare anche con l'aiuto di Raffaella Milanesi, questa splendida chi ha queste due arie in fine del film. Abbiamo cantato insieme, lei ha imparato tutto, c'era ancora la video per vedere Simona Shaturova come lei si muove. E Barbara aveva tutto questo e lavorava molto.
No, la cosa divertente che poi si vede nel film è che mentre canto io sudo, e però non canto, no? E la cosa mi faceva, perché era uno sforzo, e allora mi mettevo nei panni delle vere cantanti liriche dell'epoca che facevano un vero e proprio tour de force quando cantavano, senza essere sicure di arrivare all'acuto, no? Non era certo che sarebbero arrivate, era proprio una prova di forza. Lo è stato per me, ma insomma, per loro che cantavano ancora di più.
Quizá sería interesante también que nos explicaran Lana y Elena un poco también cómo afrontaron sus papeles, ¿no? Porque además yo creo que El Boemo es una película sobre la trayectoria de Miss Liviček, pero los personajes femeninos son importantísimos en la película, ¿no? Tienen una gran presencia. Entonces, sí, también Lana y Elena nos pueden explicar.
Comincio io? Buonasera, io zero spagnolo, quindi parlo in italiano. Per me interpretare la Marchese è stato stranamente semplice. Poi forse tanto stranamente non è vero, perché è un personaggio di una modernità sconcertante, quindi al di là della postura e dell'attitudine fisica, che chiaramente è stata molto aiutata dal contesto e dalla grande verosimiglianza dei luoghi nei quali abbiamo girato, e dalla luce anche, che appunto non era mai finta, e quindi da qualche parte aiutava anche a entrare nell'atmosfera, per non parlare chiaramente degli abiti, insomma del trucco del parrucco, che in un film d'epoca sono il primo gradino per entrare in un personaggio. Però diciamo, al di là di questo aspetto, la Marchesa fa qualcosa di molto semplice per certi versi, non per l'epoca, dico per me da attrice doverlo fare adesso, cioè è libera nei costumi, e lo è per essersi affrancata da alcune costrizioni come pensieri e insomma cose che aveva imparato dalla sua famiglia, liberandosi da idee preconcette e grazie all'incontro con gli uomini imparando a essere qualcosa di nuovo. E poi è una donna, una specie di PR, nel senso crea connessioni, ama in maniera libera, senza gelosie, non le può sopportare, perché vuole dare la stessa libertà che si è creata per se stessa, no? E dunque insomma, aiuta veramente, è il primo grande incontro che fa Joseph e che in qualche modo rappresenta l'inizio di una svolta, no? Perché gli presenta poi chi lo porterà a comporre nei grandi teatri a Napoli, nella fattispecie. Io, come sempre, parto dalla sceneggiatura, quindi è stato un lavoro fatto sul testo, è fatto con VOJTECH, con PETR. Ho cercato di restituire una leggerezza e uno spirito del tempo, fatto di una modalità un po'... adesso non vorrei dire io quello che ho fatto, perché sarebbe più bello se si fosse visto e non dovessi descriverlo, però insomma una malizia, ma leggerezza, e anche ha una specie di violenza anche nel modo in cui si comporta, ma non soltanto con gli altri, anche con se stessa, e questa era una cosa che mi piaceva molto, nel modo in cui si chiudeva il cerchio di questo personaggio. Per vivere così bisogna essere molto coraggiosi, e questo coraggio ha un prezzo e lei lo paga tutto fino in fondo, e quindi ha una dignità che ho trovato molto affascinante. Ho parlato tantissimo, Lana. It's your turn.
Hola a todos, buenas tardes. And, en inglés va a ser mejor. I think that the beauty of these three characters is that the female characters, is that they are so different from each other. And from my point of view, the Marchesa and Gabrielli are two strong women that have that were not an easy thing to realize in that epoch. And they are strong. Gabrielle is working, she has her own will, and Barbara shows it very clearly. And the Marchesa, she has the power, she understood how to be independent in a way. Anna did not. Anna is very much caged in the society that is offered to her, and she might have dreams, and those dreams might be very related to Joseph Mysliveček, and also because they find this way of communicating through not even the body, but the soul and the music and the art, and she would love that, but she cannot, and it is very far from what we live now, how I am. But so all the work that I was doing was based more on the emotion and in understanding how it was to be a woman at that time in that kind of situation. And it was really good to have such a good partner, because we had a really nice connection, and Voita helped me a lot. And also we had the piano lessons that you don't see in the movie, but Peter called me and asked me to learn how to play a piece on the piano, and I didn't know where the C was. And so I took lessons, a lot of lessons, and then I arrived. And you know, it was not perfect, but we had a couple of lessons more in Genoa, but that the process of working on the music really brought me closer to what was this universe. So I think the music is really key here.
Sí, tenemos aquí otra.
Hi there. Hi, I'm here. I wanted to ask about the wardrobe decisions. There seems to be a lot of attention to detail in the clothes. So I wanted to know how you guys have worked with that, and also how it limits a performance, especially because there is a mask involved, which I assume is very limiting when you act. And also there's a lot of dresses in which it looks difficult to breathe. So I can't imagine acting.
Yes, yeah, go ahead. You have also this story with the singers.
Sì, con il costumista Andrea Cavalletto, che è un grandissimo costumista italiano, avevamo parlato del fatto che, per esempio, per una cantante lirica, cantare con quegli abiti così stretti, con i corsetti, metteva in pericolo la buona riuscita dell'opera. Però, come dicevo prima, quel tour de force che loro facevano, quella prova di forza, era anche, non poteva prescindere dai costumi. Il costume era quello, non facevano niente per alleggerirsi. E quindi stringeva anche a me, facevo fatica anch'io a respirare. Però quando riesci a farlo, nonostante la difficoltà di un costume del genere, allora riesci veramente a vinci. E infatti, nel senso, la vittoria delle cantanti, quando riescono ad avere quei risultati, nonostante la costrizione, è massima. Allora.
And you asked about limitations. I mean that there were no limitations in this movie except of my acting limitations. But no, because I really don't. I really wanted to act something, but I don't know how. You know, it's a problem when you're an actor. But the real thing is that, for example, the mask was absolutely okay. The problem was with teeth. Because it's something different when you speak with another teeth in your mouth. So, but it's okay. You know, it's my job.
Can I add something about the costumes very shortly? Because PETR and Andrea Cavalletto, they have been working on this exact reproduction of the clothes of the century, and they did an amazing work. And you are right to say that there are small details, and they are all found in small places, and they really made a lot of research into it. And I think I can speak for all of us that the clothes did help us, the costumes, to feel the epoch, but there is a really great attention from Peter's side and from Andrea Cavalletto's side to that.
I mentioned already that all the music scenes are live recorded, and all the opera scenes we made in Teatro Comunale in Como. In summer, it was like 35 degrees outside, and inside you can imagine with candles and film lighting. That was really hard. So not for me.
55 degrees.
I was just there also only like observer, but also for the orchestra, because everything you see with the music, it's really live. Usually in the movie you have the recording, and then you have some musicians making the picture, but everything is really live. And then it was during the long days, I don't know how many degrees, and I know that if you see how exhausted are the singers on the stage, in fact, this was not so difficult to play it, because they were really exhausted, I think,
and
under
I think that
hard conditions. Yeah.
But I think that they were used to be exhausted like that after 6 hours on opera in the time that we could catch the reality thanks to this temperature.
But
we could obtain
century,
something real.
That was the same. No? That was the same. That was the reality of the opera making in 18th century, with candles and with the rich costumes and all this, beautiful things, but hard to do. Yeah.
Hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
Sí, teníamos ahí otra pregunta.
Hola, primero quería felicitaros por la película y segundo me gustaría preguntarle al actor cómo ha sido, aunque ha comentado que ha tenido que aprender italiano y demás, cómo ha sido de forma profunda meterse en la piel de este compositor, ¿no? Que no es lamentablemente tan conocido, y cómo ha sido la experiencia. Y me gustaría preguntar también al director y a los guionistas que, bueno, el director de fotografía es español, Diego Romero, y me gustaría saber cómo ha sido trabajar con él y cómo ha sido la experiencia. Muchas gracias.
Why I wanted to work with Diego, yeah, this is the question, yeah, because I was looking for somebody who will have the same volunteer as me to make a pretty modern film, you know, handheld and natural light, and I really liked the film he made with Minervini. So I was thinking to him, I was thinking it will be somebody who could understand, this approach. So, and Marco knew him. I didn't know him personally. I knew only the films, but shooting in America, I was thinking that he will be maybe some Latino living, I don't know, somewhere in Florida, that it will be complicated. And Marco told me, no, I can give you the number. And he called him, and it was done very quickly, in 5 minutes.
I have to say about your question that I realized that I will be in this project, in this movie, maybe 2 weeks just before the shooting. So it was quite weird. But it was okay because we got some pre-shooting, only like opera scenes in Como Theater. And then I had time to learn Italian. So I started to learn Italian maybe 3 months, maybe. So it means 10 lessons of Italian language. And then I was trying to learn one scene from the movie whole to understand not only my lines, but of course my colleagues' lines. And I realized that it took, for example, 1 week. So I count how many weeks is to starting shooting and starting to learn the whole script. So I know whole script now, unfortunately, because we can do, for example, Il Boemo #2 or something like that.
But with the same text, it is not very interesting.
Teníamos, sí, aquí otra pregunta.
Hola, felicidades primero a todo el equipo por la película. Mi pregunta es para el director y para las actrices. ¿Cómo fue el método de dirección de actores? ¿Cómo funcionó esa sinergia entre el director y los actores para lograr esta actuación, ya en el set de grabación?
A me dispiace questo.
Come è stato il rapporto, diciamo?
Come ci direi?
Il rapporto è molto brutto. Well, do you want to start?
No, you start.
Yeah.
No, you start.
Well, I had a great casting director, Stefania De Santis, because when I came to Rome, I didn't know really Italian actress. So with her, I saw a lot of people, a lot of pictures, and she presented me a lot of people. And when she presented me Barbara, she was like that, very gentle. I told him, "What are you doing? I need to see this crazy woman." And she told me, "You will see." So I saw, yeah. And then, well, we were speaking, I think, a lot about the role, and then working on the music, and it was a very pleasant and natural way of going through the script, speaking about emotions, about what was alive in this during this period, because Barbara's role is very, very interesting. She is revoltée, no? There's something even linked with Mozart, because those people, they knew that they have incredible talent, that they are incredible, great musicians, but they was of the low nation, They weren't aristocrats like the people for whom they used to work. So they had this fight with them. She wanted to be free. She wanted to be known as a valuable person, not because she is great and she's talented. But in this period was difficult because during those times everything was linked by your nation, by the family you came from, So we spoke also about those things, and the case of ELENA is quite different. She is born in this very important family, and she's seeking on other way for her freedom. But everybody is seeking for the freedom, and from everybody wants to obtain something different from the life, because their lives were linked. You will be that, and you will be that, you will behave like that, and they don't want to behave like it was decided by families, by the society, by laws.
No, è stato bellissimo lavorare con PETR, perché è un uomo, un regista molto appassionato, e questa storia che lui ci ha chiamato ad interpretare ci ha aperto il suo mondo, in un certo senso, ha aperto il mondo di Mysliveček a noi che non lo conoscevamo, ma ce l'ha aperto con la passione di anni di studio. Questo progetto credo abbia una storia di un decennio, forse.
Sì, ho fatto anche altre cose.
Sì, no, certo,
però...
hai fatto altri lavori, però nel senso è un progetto lungo, è un progetto desiderato. E quindi lui, con la sua passione, pignoleria anche, cioè lui ha seguito anche le mie lezioni di canto, veniva, partecipava, era attento e quindi ti senti di avere una responsabilità quando c'è una persona così passionale nel suo lavoro, quando lui aveva, credo, una necessità di fare questo film veramente, per raccontare la storia di un artista dimenticato, ma per raccontare anche la storia di un artista anche oggi, perché è quello che vogliamo tutti, non essere dimenticati e la vita può darti, no? E ti può togliere. Tutti abbiamo paura che dopo un'ascesa ci sia una discesa e lui è riuscito a farci vivere nel passato qualcosa del presente ed è grazie alla sua passione che questo film, anche grazie ai produttori ovviamente, alla grande, c'è stato un grande investimento per questo film da tutti i punti di vista, dal punto di vista registico, delle maestranze, della cooperazione tra diverse nazioni, per raccontare quella storia che è diventata una storia a cui anche io, ora, oggi, che conosco questa storia, sono fortemente legata a quest'uomo, che prima per me non era niente.
Sì, la cosa che ha detto Barbara è assolutamente così anche per me, sono sicura anche per Lana, era veramente notevole la sua passione, ma la cosa che a me ha colpito è come questa passione si veicolasse attraverso tutti i reparti con una meravigliosa, straordinaria, rarissima serietà che a volte manca in questo lavoro, nell'approccio in questo lavoro, anche secondo ovviamente delle proprie esperienze, non è un discorso generico, però non voglio generalizzare, ma senz'altro trovare una concentrazione di energia così forte è raro e come diceva giustamente Barbara ti investe di una responsabilità. Sai benissimo che tutto quello che fai viene osservato, discusso nella sua mente mentre accade, non si accontenta, ecco, e questo ti dà la possibilità di esplorare, no? Sempre ci sono almeno un paio di scene che ho fatto senza avere in realtà la piena coscienza di quello che stavo facendo perché ero stanca, era passato del tempo, tanto tempo dall'inizio delle riprese, c'erano delle condizioni di caldo, fatica, insomma, che hanno riguardato buona parte delle riprese. E lì quello che accade è che ci si affida quando si sente che dall'altra parte c'è qualcuno che ha in mente veramente il disegno di questa cosa qua e che si è fidato di te e tu adesso ti fidi di lui, no? E questa è una cosa sempre molto, molto bella che restituisce un grande senso a questo lavoro, indipendentemente quasi dal risultato, che poi se è buono ovviamente è meglio. Però dà una sensazione di valore a quello che si sta facendo che rende questo lavoro magico.
Sì, c'era solo una cosa prima, no, che c'era il problema che dato che ci sono tantissimi attori nel film e hanno poche pose, il problema è che non eravamo mai a lungo tempo insieme, era uno che è venuto con un aereo e via, no? Perché avevamo pochi giorni delle riprese, dovevamo fare molto attenzione ai soldi, dunque anche il problema era così, eravamo poco insieme, abbiamo fatto tutta questa preparazione e poi con Covid eccetera, è difficile perché io invece di dirigere, non lo so, 5 persone, no? Come si fa, e avere con loro, conoscere, qui avevo poco tempo, poche pose e molti attori, questa è una difficoltà.
But I think that one of the things that made it special working with PETR, for example, at least for me, is that, apart from everything that has been already said, is that we spent a lot of time, talking, like even during shootings, during preparation, before, we were just talking about how do you see this and how do you think a person in that year, in that situation would react? What was their way of thinking? Because PETR was really trying to immerse himself into that. Actually, he was living in this condition, and whenever we would come nearby, he would kind of pull us in with him in this world, and there was no way to make something that would not fit this world, because PETR would see it immediately, and this was something beautiful. Like he really gave us the opportunity to live in another century for a while.
Yes, because we were speaking too much, a lot, because we've been speaking, reading, and even by WhatsApp, and so because I want also from the actor, even if the actor is great, I know that he can play, but it is not enough. I try to know who is this person and what she can give me from her, It is not just you have you have lines, but I tried also, to understand who they are and what can they give me, So I can be surprised also.
Sí, tenemos tiempo. Sí. Bueno. Estaba antes, me parece. Vale.
Preguntas para el director en relación al guión, que cubre una historia a lo largo de muchos años, y aunque la peli es bastante larga, no sé cómo fue trabajado esto en el guión, con los saltos temporales que hay, cómo lograsteis que la narrativa aguantase también con esos saltos y cubriendo tantos años. No sé si se quedaron cosas fuera en el rodaje que estaban en el guión, algunos años y otras ciudades.
No, we didn't have too much money to put a lot of scenes out, So we try to shoot really what we have to shoot. Even all the time you have some, But no, this is the problem of the screenwriting, how you will approach the story, so long story. I don't remember. I knew that I didn't want to see him dying on the end of the film, so I wanted to, it was very clear from the beginning. Okay, somebody would say, it's a very classical film, but logically I didn't want to see him dying, so I had this arc already, and then the fight was how to put, the fact that he's growing up, when he comes to Venezia, he's lost, he don't have same codes, and he will meet somebody, and it gives other possibilities, and so, and then he will go to Naples, etc. Of course, you can write a lot of stories and have a 500 long script. It is not a problem. The problem is how to reduce and how to play with this time. But it's very difficult to explain, and I don't even remember.
Sí, tenemos tiempo para una última pregunta, gracias.
Yo lo que quería preguntar va un poco hilvanado con esto que acaba de comentar del guión. Acaban de decir que no se sabía casi nada de este señor, luego ha tenido que inventar gran parte de su historia. ¿Decide inventar también a estas mujeres que se cruzan en su vida o existieron y están comprobadas? Y luego el único motivo por el que se me ocurre que un compositor tan maravilloso acabara con tres mujeres tan increíbles es que tenía que ser muy, muy guapo, muy atractivo. Entonces, creo, ¿se lo inventó también o era muy guapo?
No, niente.
Era davvero così bello quest'uomo che ha avuto così tante donne? O te lo sei inventato? Questo?
Well, the fact is that we don't know. There's a lot of white spaces. I know that he came to Venice, and then he had this big success in Naples. How this unknown person could obtain this scrittura, this contract, nobody knows. So, but I wanted to have a story about a unique personage, but some exemplary personage too, because he is unique as Joseph, but the composer of this time has some sociological, very clear existence. So first I was thinking, how can you do a career in this time? In this time, all men, poor or not very well born, could make it through the church, through the army, or through women. So the story was about women, because I didn't want to make a film about army. But the career was usually done like. That's why, for example, I had read a lot of Rousseau, for example. And so I was studying those lives of this man, poorest man, who could accede to the society and to the fame through women. So, and of course, I think that he wasn't ugly. I think that, no, because even he was not a star. He was kind of servant, Doing music in those times the status was of a very good, well-seen servant. But I think that the people need somebody. They want to like the person who is working for you. Also, those singers, they need to work with somebody who is sympathetic, who is nice, who works well with them. So I think, and even Mozart said that he was a man full of patience and full of fire. So I think that he had something. He wasn't some ugly small man. I don't think so.
I have to mention that the Catarina Gabriel, of course, was a real person. It was really big star and very important soprano. And there's a lot of situation. They have really realistic background. For instance, this scene where maybe it's interesting to small detail where small Mozart is playing and Mysliveček. This is really Mysliveček. Small Mozart is asking, "Could you play something for me?" And he's playing. This is beginning of Nitteti overture, but because he was working at that time in Bologna on Nitteti. And then Mozart worked on Mitridate, his first Italian opera for Milano, and Mozart transformed the overture for Nitteti to Sinfonia, to overture to Mitridate. So everything is really the musical material, and the situation is invented, of course, but the musical material is realistic. So there's a lot of realistic details, and yeah.
Even the scene with the king was taken from letters by Joseph II, who wrote to Maria Teresa, "Misbehaving, it is not an invention. He was like that." It's very funny to read that, the empire who wrote to Vienna how he was dealing with such a Ferdinando, very crazy personage.
And all the situations in the theater, because nowadays when we are in the theater, we are used to have this dark space and everyone is listening silently, and that we know that in Italian theater at that time was very loud, everything, people talking, eating, and this is really also like documentary. It's really a realistic situation in that time.
Yeah. Muy bien. Bueno, estamos encantados aquí de escuchar hablar al equipo de la película, pero ya nos tenemos que ir. Supongo que ellos también querrán relajarse un poco y celebrar la gran acogida que ha tenido la película. Gracias. Así que muchísimas gracias por estar en San Sebastián y mucho éxito para el equipo.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.